Just need to do this. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it's Wednesday evening. We are doing our healing for Wednesday. So I'm hoping that people will hop on because I'm understanding that many people can't find this channel. They look for it, they go on, they put in the name and it doesn't come up. And that's because I am being blocked in a number of ways. And perhaps we're all learning. Oh, hello. Hi, Mitka, Sasha, Ada. How's the baby? Yasna, Matea. How are you all? Good evening. Good evening. So, hi, Ramana. I wanted to continue on from last week. We did separation. And so I wanted to go into another aspect. I was saying last week there's different aspects of separation, how we separate from God, how we separate from ourselves, which is the divine part of ourselves, or the part of us that actually knows the truth. And so I put the heading drama because I noticed, hi Leonora, I noticed that a lot of drama going on, and it's not, I wanted to kind of look at it from both angles. One of it is the drama that we create, you know, the stuff that we kind of allow ourselves to generate and why we would do that. Hello, Leonora's, Mark. Some of it's actually what we create and some of it is what we get dragged into. And I suppose, hi Sarah, today's crazy, drama everywhere. So it's interesting that that's, we went to Ljubljana today for the day for a few hours. We had some things to do there. And in the car coming back, I was thinking, oh, you know, what will we do tonight? Because I want to continue on this theme of separation. And I got, hi Sarah, I got look into drama. So that's what we're going to explore tonight and do some healing on. Because it's very easy, especially with all the sort of, okay, let's just go back a little bit. We understand that we're going into a new reality in a way, and we're evolving, right? We're evolving, the elements are evolving, the world is evolving. Hi, Vanya. Good evening. And as a result of that, whenever you go into new dimensions, you have to, or what happens is that those dimensions are co-created by us as a collective, and they're co-created energetically, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Physical is the last stage. So with any manifestation, you first get the inspiration. That's energetic. It's from the gods. It's from divine. It's from your higher self. It doesn't matter. You get the inspiration. You then think about it. You put it in the mental plane. You think about it. You talk about it to your friends. You say, listen, I had this idea. So then it goes into your emotional body and you sense, is it a good thing to do? Is it not a good thing to do? And then, hi Meta. And then what happens is, dobro večer. So then what happens is we emotionally connect with it. And it's often at that point that we drop it. Because if friends say to us, oh, I don't know if that's such a good idea, or aren't you worried about this, blah, blah, blah. We start to feel emotionally no longer inspired by it. And so then it doesn't go into the physical. But usually, emotionally, we feel great. We still feel good about it. And then we take the steps physically to create it. So it goes down like that. And this is happening worldwide at the moment with, good evening, Matea, with bringing things into the fifth, right? So at the moment, we're at the emotional stage. Well, let's say the collective is at the emotional stage. And that means the opposition, so the people and the beings that don't want us to ascend are actually grabbing our emotions and shaking them up. So there's all these things we've got to get upset about. Upset about wars, upset about abuse, upset about, illnesses and loss of finances, the education system. Look, I could go on for hours, right, about what we can be upset about and what we're being pushed to be upset about. So we're being pushed into these emotional charges that aren't actually ours, because a lot of the time we're in reaction to something that's not actually happening to us at this moment, but we're reacting to it, right? So they're feeding off our energy through these emotions to stop us. They're keeping us in 3D and 4D, this emotional roller coaster, to stop us from physically landing in 5D, which is, of course, unity consciousness and being able to manifest much faster. I'm not saying you never have, and Kassandra said this many times, it's not that you never have a bad thing happen, like your tire gets flat or whatever. You still have shit still happens, but it's how you respond to it and what you let in. So when the shit happens, if you're in a non-drama mode, right? So feelings are different to emotions. So if you're in a non-drama mode, you're not being emotionally triggered, the solution to whatever that situation is will come to you a lot faster, a lot easier, and a lot better for you if you're not in all the drama, right? So this is what we're going to explore tonight, is that drama and how we get drawn into it and how we may be holding on to it. So why would we look? We've especially when you're young, and if you've grown up in a situation where there's been a lot of drama, then drama will be your language. It'll be your way of connecting with people. It's the same if you've grown up and you've had a lot of abuse. The way that you'll connect with people is through abuse for a period of time until you figure it out. So drama is one of those things that can be very unconscious, and it's something that we can get easily triggered into a reaction rather than a response. Especially when you're young, you go through all of that. I know I definitely did. And you'd pull in all your friends, tell them all your drama. And we meet each other on drama as well. We kind of meet each other in this pain of, yeah, I had this partner that did this to me. Yeah, my partner did that to me too, and even worse, or my parents or my job or whatever. So we're constantly meeting each other in that frequency of drama. It is a frequency, it's a plane of existence, and it's embedded in the emotional and mental realms. So, but what I'm looking at tonight is the emotional realms. I'm sure that anybody that's listening to this already knows what it is mentally. The emotional one is being forced upon us at the moment for a lot of people. And so we can get dragged into it or not. And I know that there are some of you listening to this that are not getting dragged into it. You're seeing it for what it is. But the people around you are getting dragged into it. And you are sometimes exhausted when you leave them because it's just, And of course, people who are heavily into drama and the victim mode, whenever you give them a solution, they'll knock it back. They'll say, I can't do it because, that won't work because, I don't have this, So there's always a reason why they would like to stay in the drama. And what I see with drama is it's like a person who's drowning. When you're I'm drowning, and you're grabbing everyone around you and dragging them down because you're actually in a panic. And you're taking a whole load of people with you. And that's actually what's going on at the moment. People are trying to take us into their drama and take us with them on that journey. And when you start to say no, and you start to respond rather than react. They don't like it. And often, oh, what sort of friend are you? What sort of person are you? What are, you know, and especially if you're in the field of healing or anything where you're caring for people or something, when you start to say, I'm not going into the drama, or you start to respond in a different way, then they try to drag you in it with, what sort of person are you? What sort of healer would not respond to my um, panic? What sort of healer would not do this for me or leave me hanging like this? Well, the fact is, when people come to you for a healing, sometimes we don't know each other, right? We will respond to a friend, but maybe not to someone who is trying to drag you into their drama, right? So that will happen with family members, it'll happen with work colleagues, it happens all the time. And it's really challenging at the moment not to get dragged into the drama. I am often accused of being an egoist because you won't go into it. Sarah, is it because you won't go into the drama? You just go, no, I'm not going there. You know, um, well, for me, it's very fascinating because I'm seeing it all around me at the moment. Oh well, I mean, I see it a lot, but at the moment, it's really big, especially with the social media, the news. You know, it's part of the reasons I went off social media is because I didn't want to look constantly. Yeah. And because I know what I want. Yeah. Yeah. I understand that, Sarah, because you know what you want. People call you an egotist or a bitch. And, when I used to do the women's workshops, we would do this exercise of good girl, bad girl. And the bad girl's the one that everyone calls a bitch. But the bad girl's the one that gets everything that she wants because she's not willing to go into this other people's drama, but she's also not willing to placate people and say yes to things she doesn't want to do, right? And so the good girl does everything, bends over backwards to do everything for everyone and ends up with nothing a lot of the time. And often is manipulated by people saying to you, oh, you're so good, you're so wonderful. And that praise is lovely. And one of the things that I notice about people who go into drama a lot and get stuck in there, one of the things, oh gosh, I think my internet's going, oh gosh, I think my internet's going funny. My internet is going really weird and it's just gone off, so it's okay. I'm back on again. Um, One of the things I really have noticed about people who go into drama is they have a pain in their past, in their childhood of not being heard. So their voice has to be loud, it has to be dramatic. So for me, I'll just give you an example. I'll give you my own personal example around drama. Mine was always around my health, right? So I would get sick in order to get attention, but I'd create a drama around it, right? And then when I got really sick a number of years ago and had the opportunity to leave the planet, I had to work through my stuff around that. It's interrupting. The voice is cutting. Can you hear me now, though? I just wonder if you can hear me now because my internet has gone off and I'm now using the phone data. So I'm hoping that you can hear me. So just let me know that you can hear me. Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right. So what I know is that I would often create drama through illness, and it was my way of getting attention. And then when I got seriously sick, I had to reevaluate that. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Ada. I had to reevaluate it and realize that that was my drama. That's the reason why I needed to get sick. And it was interesting because the connection that I had with it was It was how I got attention and got heard. So I could say no and no one would hear me. I'd say no 50 times and they wouldn't hear me. So then I'd have to have a drama in order for the person to hear me. So if I said, no, I didn't want to go there, I didn't want to do that, and, you know, people were saying to me, oh, come on, come on, come on, I'd make myself sick so I didn't have to go. It's still interrupting. Can't hear you. That's really weird. Can't hear you. Interruption. Okay, let me see what will happen if I take this off. See. Can you hear me better? Just let me know if you can hear me. Because now what I've done is I've taken the microphone off. Yeah. So maybe there was something with the connection with the microphone also. I'll just make sure that, let me just see. Okay. Can you hear me better now? Okay. So now it's better. You can hear me. The line's fine. That's good. You know, it's interference. I get it. Oh, I just got a spark. I get it. It's interference. I'm telling you. Anyway, like I was saying earlier, people go onto my YouTube and they try and find me and they can't find me, right? So because I'm being blocked. I just had another video taken down. Any conversations that I have about dark and light and all that gets taken down now. Anyway, so let's get back to the drama. So we create drama because I can hear you. Oh, that's great. We create drama because we want to be heard. You know, maybe we weren't heard when we were younger. We have different ways. So mine was through illness. So I used illness to stop, to be able to say no to something I didn't want to do. And that would be a drama, right? And I see people doing that all the time now that I'm free of it. But I had to work on it, let me tell you that, because it was something that I'd lived with all my life. And it's a real smack in the face when you're sick and you can't get better and you're going to everyone. I was going to everyone, and it just wasn't working. And the thing was that I had to let go of the paradigm of drama. I had to really be honest with myself and understand why I was allowing myself constantly to get sick so that I could get attention, so that I could be heard. And so that's one way that we choose to have drama in our life. We create it. We don't even realize we're creating. Look, I would say to people, you know, if someone had said to me when I was younger, they'd say to me, oh, you know, maybe you're creating the drama, you're creating drama or whatever. So why would I create this in my life? You know, would be the response. Really, angrily. Why would I create this shit in my life? But then I realized, actually, yes, that's what I was doing. So it's a very hard thing to admit, and it's really difficult to come to terms with sometimes, that we are actually creating our reality, and everything that happens to us, especially as adults, is a reflection of what we think and feel, what we're holding in our bodies. And that's why healing is really important. And I believe that healing, good healing, is going to become even bigger than it is now, alternative healing, because we've got a divide going on. But anyway, I won't go into that. So there's that drama that we create ourselves for whatever reason, but mostly it's because we don't feel we can create an outcome without it. We don't think we're going to get heard, or we don't think we're going to be understood or recognized without the drama. So that becomes an identity so thick we don't realize it, right? And then there's the other side of it, when you come out of the drama, where people try to drag you into their drama. And that can be equally as difficult, because people don't like it when they've created this huge drama and you're not freaking out over it. You're calm and you're centered and you're saying, okay, well, what about this? Or how about we look at it from this approach? No, 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 they don't want it. You know, I see that because I used illness, I see that with a lot of people. I can recognize it straight away, because I've been there. And it's not that I'm judging the person or I'm cold or anything like that. It's just that I can see it very clearly. But when you're in it, it's really painful to hear that the illness that you have or the problem that you have, on some level, you called it in because you're needing something. And like I said at the beginning, sometimes it's how we connect. We connect when we get that softness. Like whenever I would be sick when I was younger, I got the best part of my mother. That was the only time that she would care for me or be nice to me. So I equated being sick with receiving nicety, nice responses from people. And that's what I got. And if I wasn't sick, I didn't get it, right? So you can see how the child growing into the adult would automatically, subconsciously have connected the dots going, oh, if you get sick, then people are going to be nicer to me. So I'll get sick, right? And that's what I used it for, to receive tenderness, to receive a connection. And that's one way of creating drama. Okay, create sickness that I don't need to go to work. Exactly. If you really hate your job and you hate all the people in there, then, and you're asking there's a difference between divine intervention and a miracle, right? Divine intervention, when we ask for it, because a big thing in the New Age community, ask for divine intervention. I'm very cautious with that. I learned this in the 80s, in the 1980s, I learned about this. When you ask for divine intervention, you're asking the universe to come in and intervene in the situation, which doesn't always mean it's going to be good, right? So in other words, if you don't like your job, then you're going to get something that's going to take you out of that job. And if you're not willing to go to another job or to perceive another arena of work, then it'll be in another way, but they'll get you out because you've asked for divine intervention. And so there's usually a return on that as well. So it's like everything. There's a return on everything, right? So there's that side of it. And then there's, as I was saying, there's the side that we get dragged into other people's drama. So we may be a rescuer, which I definitely was. So I was a drama queen and a rescuer. It's exhausting. It's really exhausting. So then you rescue people. And when you're a rescuer, you're going to attract people who have a lot of drama. And I think the reason that guidance wanted us to go through this evening is simply because on the emotional level of where we're now at with 5D and solidifying it, we're at it. We've been at it for a couple of years now. And that's the playground that the other side, let's say the side that wants to maintain power and control, because when we get into 5D, all these inventions, and they're going to start coming, all these inventions like free energy and things like this. So they can't monetize a lot of things. And when they can't monetize things, they can't control us. Even this platform, when you monetize it, they own your intellectual property, number one. Number two, now people aren't making as much, but there's so many more ads. So maybe, I don't know how much it is because I don't monetize, but say, for instance, they might have got $1 for every ad, or 20 cents for every ad, and they have hundreds of ads and all this sort of stuff and lots of views. Because if you monetize, they rank you higher. So they put you out there to an audience. If you don't monetize, it's a whole different story. So then what they do now is they said, okay, it's not 20 cents anymore, it's 2 cents, and we're going to put more ads in. So now you're enslaved because you were used to earning money from YouTube or wherever. And now you're addicted to earning money that way. You've let go of the other way of making money, and you have to go by the new rules. So you've got to do more content, more this, more that. Anyway, I'm just saying the collective of darkness doesn't want us to be clear emotionally and stabilize the emotional planes of existence for 5D. And that's why we've got all these dramas happening on the planet to drain our energy, to stop, so that we're so tired and we're so emotionally distraught that we can't focus on our own life. So unless it's actually happening to you, don't worry about it. Right? I used to think, I've changed my mind a lot. You know, that's the whole thing about evolution. We change. And I used to think, well, we have to, okay, it's different when it's got to do with kids, but we have to get upset about this. That's how I used to think. We have to be upset. We have to get out there and say something, you know. And I was always the one, yeah, like this. And then I realized, what am I doing? Because it's not actually happening to me. I can make people aware of it without all the drama. And that was the balance I had to come across. So I no longer use my platform for that sort of, you know, antagonistic energy. I now, if I talk to someone, like today, I had the perfect opportunity to talk to a medical facilitator and talk about these things and blah, blah, blah. And to my surprise, they were on the same wavelength as me. And I will talk to people, I'll say it openly if I've got them in front of me, because then I can see, okay, how much can I say? How much can I go, you know? If a friend or a partner is in drama, what do we do? Yeah, okay, that's a really good question. So if the person's in drama that you're interacting with, first of all, you notice they're in drama, right? You've got to stay centered, because the moment you go into the drama and freak out, it's like the whole thing no solution can come. So what I would do, and everyone probably finds their own way, I usually go, okay, they're in drama. The best thing I can do is be really calm. And I usually start by breathing really calmly. Just listening, I listen to them and I repeat back some of the things that they've said, but in a calm manner. No, I don't go, oh my God, what a bastard, you know. Oh, that's terrible that happened to you. I just stay really calm and I say to them often, I'm really sorry that happened to you. I'll acknowledge that it happened. It's not I'm ignoring it, obviously. If it happened, you need to. But one thing that really strikes people is when you say to them, that really happened to you, right? And they go, yeah, it did. Okay, then can you accept that it happened? Because drama is like trying to get yourself out of your body because you don't accept what's actually happening. So if you can get the person to accept what's happening, and when they calm down a little bit and they go, well, yeah, it is happening. Okay, so what is it exactly that's going on? And then they might go, well, you know, this person at work said this to me, or my partner said this to me, or, you know, I'm scared I'm going to lose my job, which can be a drama. I'm scared I'm going to lose my job. I'm scared I'm going to lose my partner. Okay, so what would happen if you did? Oh, don't say that to me. Now you're freaking me out. I'm going to have anxiety attack if you say that to me. And I go, no, I'm just asking you. Let's look at the worst possible scenario. If we're going to go into the drama, let's look at the worst possible scenario. Because in today's world, people who are in drama often don't want to know a solution, right? They're in it. They don't want to know the solution. They just want to stay in the drama and they want to drag everybody else into it. Because what they're doing is they're trying to get a connection. They're trying to get energy from you and they're trying to get a connection. So we have to give them the connection, but in a different way. So now we're repatterning them. So we say, okay, so what will happen if you lose your job? Oh my God, well then I can't pay my mortgage, I can't eat, I'll be living on the street. So they go to the worst possible scenario. So then you say, okay, that's the worst possible scenario. Is it happening right now? No, it's not. Okay, so what can you do to shift this into something more positive? Or another question is, what is the outcome that you would like in this situation? Because when you start getting people to think rationally, what's the outcome I want in this situation? Well, I want to keep my job, but I just want that to stop happening. Okay, so you want to keep this job. Do you like the job? Yeah, I really like the job, but I don't like the people I work with. Okay, so what if the people that you don't like, that one person that's really bugging you, how can we stop them from attacking you or making your life miserable? So then you can give them techniques to stop that shit from happening, right? So you've got to really calm yourself down, look at the worst possible scenario in their mind, where they're going. So allow them to go there. Don't try to stop them. Because when a person's in drama and you're saying, calm down, settle down, it'll be all right, and you're placating everything, you're not allowing them to get out what it is they need to get out. But for some people, it's really scary to witness that, right? Because our immediate response is to calm someone down. For me, I let them go into it. I let them cry, scream, throw something, whatever they need to do. I let them go into it and I ask them, well, okay, what's the worst thing that could happen? And when they tell me that, okay, so how would you really like it to be? Because now you're focusing at the moment all your energy on the worst possible thing that can happen. Do you agree that you create your own reality? Well, most people will say automatically, well, yeah, but some people will say no. But most people will say, yeah, I think we're in control of most things or what have you. Okay, so then the only person you can control in this situation is you. And you're letting this person put you out of control because of what pain? Because the drama is about a pain. So what is the pain? I'm not heard. They're not recognizing me. I don't feel valued. Okay, so you don't feel valued. You don't feel heard. Where does this come from? When else did you feel this? And then they'll go, oh, well, I did feel it when this happened or when that. Okay, so we've got a pattern here. We've got a pattern where you have felt unheard, you felt disregarded, rejected, whatever it is. And now we can go back to talking to the child or to the young adult and getting that to shift, okay? But if you're not working with people in that, then the easiest thing to do is just to really stay calm yourself and listen. Listen, let them say everything, maybe ask a few questions. Simply, this is the one thing I would do if it's not a client, because obviously if I'm working with someone, I want to get to the pattern, I want to get to the root of it, so I'm going to ask leading questions. But if it's someone I sort of know, maybe I don't know them that well, or maybe it's a family member that's not into anything that I'm into, which happens, then I would say to them, okay, what would you like to do about it? So I get them to tell me exactly what's going on. But I myself, the whole time they're telling me, and I think this is what you want, Sarah, the whole time they're telling me, I myself am going, I'm unwilling to create this with you. I'm unwilling in my head, I'm doing the hand. I'm unwilling to create this with you. I'm unwilling to polarize this with you. I'm unwilling to karmically be connected to this, so I'm unwilling to do this. I just do this. So as I'm doing that, I'm actually giving them back their energy so they can sit and take ownership of their energy. Because a lot of people who go into drama want to dump the energy on you and then they feel better. Oh, I feel so much better. And you're like, oh, far out. I feel like shit, right? So they want to dump their energy because they're not used to owning their energy. That's the big thing about drama. Powerful people create powerful dramas because they don't want to own their energy. So I would say, okay, I'd listen to everything they've got to say, and then I would say, what would you like to do about it? I take it back to them. So first I'm saying, I'm unwilling to hold this for you. I'm unwilling to co-create this with you. I'm unwilling to polarize with you. I just repeat this the whole time. I'm sending back their energy the whole time. I'm not saying go to hell or anything. I'm just saying not here, okay? You keep your energy and I'll keep mine. So I'm keeping a neutral space. And then when they're finished, and hopefully it doesn't take too long, I say, what would you like to do about it? So now I'm handing it back to them, all of it, because if I've said to them at any point in our history, if I've said to that person, well, you could do this or you could do that, and they say to me, I can't, it's impossible, or, I can't do it because, and they give me all the reasons and all the excuses, I will never say it to them again. I'll just say, what would you like to do about it? And they usually say, because they're not self-aware, I don't know. And I will say, well, when you do know, let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. And that's it. That's all I do. And that's all you can do, because it's not your job to carry other people's drama on your back. It's not your job to fill your energy system up with other people's pain and their stuff that they're unwilling to look at. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are used to the 3D thing. 3D, it's like good, bad, good, bad, good, dark, light, So it's angry, happy, angry, happy. So they're used to these two things. So in a relationship, one person has to be happy and the other one has to be, in a funk. That can happen. Okay, so that's what you do. You're welcome, Sarah, because I know it's hard, and these days more and more people are going into drama because the consciousness, the energy that's streaming down through, everything that we've talked about with Kassandra is hitting us. It's hitting us, and it's bringing up our emotions that are stuck. And so we can go into drama, or we can receive other people's drama, and that's this 3D, 4D. We do it energetically or we do it physically. It's there. So 5D is really holding your space. And like I said earlier, when something happens, rather than freaking out, just take a breath and say, okay, what do I need to do? What's the first thing I need to do? Oh, that's the best way to handle it. But, other people have different ways of handling it. That's just the way I handle it. And it's something that you kind of start to, like, when you have automatic, when it becomes automatic in your head, when it becomes automatic in your words, you just stop, take a breath. And then, what would you like the outcome to be? I don't know. Okay, when you do, if there's anything I can do to help you, I'll be there. So what you're doing with someone who's in drama, who's feeling powerless, because they are feeling powerless, you're now telling them, get your power and ask me. Like, that's one thing. I mean, I've done it for many years. If someone is around me and I can feel it, I can often hear what they're thinking sometimes, and they're sort of wanting to ask me something but not asking me. They want me, they really want me to pick up on it and say it for them, because they don't feel empowered enough to say it for themselves. And I will not say it. And I might meet that person 5 times until they say it. They finally get it out. Oh, I really wanted to ask you, and then I go, okay, that's great. I'm glad you asked me, because I have been waiting for you to ask me. Because me saying it without them asking me, an adult I'm talking about, is me taking their power away from them. And me saying to them, oh, I've got more power than you because, I know the answer before you do. And I know what you're thinking and I know what you're feeling. And, it's exhausting for one, but it's not doing anybody any favors. Like, I just, something popped in my head then. I had this friend a long time ago, probably about, I think my son was 2 years old, so it'd be 30 years ago now. We had lunch together or whatever, we were talking, blah, blah, blah. And after she left, she had a very small car accident. Nobody was injured. The car was slightly damaged, but it wasn't that bad. Anyway, she rang me immediately and said, what sort of person are you? You didn't warn me. I was going to have a car accident, blah, blah, blah. Why didn't you see it? Blah, blah, blah. Really had a go at me. And I just said, listen, if you think I'm going to spend all day tuning into your life so that you never have a problem, you're mistaken. Because if I was doing that to everyone I know, because I usually know a lot of people, I'd go insane. And I'd have no energy to actually do the work that I do. So that's a ridiculous thing to say to me. So, people need to feel that they're coming into their power at the moment, because people are feeling powerless. And when you feel powerless, you go into drama, because you'll figure out a way to get the power. So whether it's yelling and screaming, whether it's illness, whether it's silence. Some people are silent all the time because that's how they get power. Because everyone's trying to coach them to say something to them. Everyone's trying to, get them to respond, to react, to do something, to get off their ass, off the lounge and go get a job, So that's what I'm saying. We have to be respectful and mindful that a lot of people are feeling powerless. And the way they're going to start getting their power back is by going into drama. And it's already started. And people are doing it all over the place, screaming in the streets and all of that. And blah, blah, blah. I don't even have to say it. We all know the attention seeking that's going on over these social media. So it's all drama. And the worst part is that our government systems and our media and everything is creating the drama. It's false drama. And people might say to me, but there is a war going on, Susan. That's stupid for you to say that. It's ignorant for you to say that and to not respond to it. And I would say to them, yeah, I'm very aware that there's a war going on. There's several going on. There always is. And I'm very aware of that. But however, it's not happening in my garden. So the best thing I can do is remain peaceful like the Buddhist monks and allow the energy of peace to remain on the earth. Because if we all go into drama and fear, the whole world will blow itself up. There's always got to be the peacemakers, and that's what I'm choosing to be at this time. I'm not choosing to be a warrior, and I know that a lot of you that are listening to this are the same as me. But it can be lonely and difficult because people want you to go into the drama of it all and to be in reaction, because they are triggering a reaction from all of us so that we lose our power, our center, our connection to our divinity, our connection to ourself. When you're in a drama, you're not connected to yourself at all. And you're trying, like a drowning person, to connect with people who are going to hold something for you that you can dump it on, that you can, get something from them, or whatever way you do it. So, yeah. So I want you to think about that energy of drama, because it's a plane of it's really thick. It's a plane of existence, and it's connected with powerlessness, not being heard, being forgotten. So think about what that means to you. What is the drama to you? Why do you do it? Or why are you receiving it? That energy, that's what we're going to work on, that plane of unhooking us from the plane of existence of drama. And I'm very aware that I've probably offended people. People who are going to listen to this will get offended, because they're going to say, but what happened to me really happened to it. Yes, it did. It did happen to you. And I'm sorry that it happened to you. Horrible things happen to beautiful people. I'm in a plane right now. Should I be worried? Well, I don't know. Should you be? What do I think about saying? I think there's some interesting people on here at the moment. But anyway, I think if you're in a plane right now, you've got to go with your own, whatever you're feeling about it. What can I say? So, on plane of existence, maybe, some guy is screaming about Donald Trump on the plane. Oh my goodness. Really? Okay. So then, take a breath. Just take a breath. Breathe in, and as you breathe in, I am peace. And as you breathe out, all is peace. Sometimes when you're in these crowded places and you can see or you can feel tension in the air, and especially if you're a sensitive person, you really do feel the tension in the air. Oh, the deep state has you and you have to leave. Okay. Well, I think that's a bit of a joke. But anyway, let's just go into... Anyway, I will continue with that because I think that's interesting. If I see something phonetically happening that's kind of traumatic, I'll just breathe in. I'm at peace, or I am peace, all is peace, or I'm love, or I'm calm, all is calm. And I just start sending that vibration out to everything around me, and I try to stay in that. Years ago, I was in a really traumatic situation with a few hundred people, and it was horrible. It was like a war zone, screaming, vomiting, fainting, everything. And we were in an enclosed space, and I actually just put my fingers in my ears and crouched down, and I called on the light, and I just closed my eyes, and I was just breathing. I was just breathing, and I was just saying, allow me to hold the space of love and light here. And I just kept breathing and thinking about that. And blocking out the screams and everything that was going on around me, and just staying in that beautiful, beautiful place. That's right. There are sick, sick, sick people everywhere, and bots. Exactly, Barbara. There is. So I realised what was going on, but it was a good lean into something. If you're in a space when people are going chaotic or whatever, and that can happen, you know, it can happen where there's a lot of drama around you and everybody's screaming. What do you do? I'm talking about staying connected when that's happening. And that's what I did. I stayed connected, and I swear I could have found my way out of that place with my eyes closed. I felt that clear in the peace that I felt. And a lot of people were shaking and in shock after that event all around me. It was just really intense. So, yeah. You have to really hold yourself. You have to really breathe and hold yourself. That's all you can do. Because when you stay connected, the solution will come. But when you disconnect and you get, oh, wow, you're like this, the solution does not come. You've got to stay very clear. Even if it takes 2 minutes to do this breathing and get yourself, or a minute to get yourself into it, the answer will come and you'll go. That's what happens. Anyway, so let's do this healing, and let me just see what I can do with this. There we go. Okay, so we'll just remove. Okay. Let's start our healing without that. This is the second week in a row we've had interference with silliness, and but we used it to our advantage. There you go. So think about, where does it sit in you? Where does the drama sit in you? How does it present itself in your life? And think about also how people try to pull you. What do they do? What's the key to that? The one thing, like for me, it's always kids. Anything to do with kids, I will go into the drama. And I'll go into it big time, even now. And in fact, I think it's okay. But there you go. So, you know, I can get really heated when it's got to do with kids or animals. Adults, to me, I get upset sometimes about things that happen to adults. Of course I do. I'm human. And I think some things are not people pulling in the drama. Some things happen to really good people. So I'm not saying that everything bad that happens to someone is them pulling in the drama at all. Sometimes it's karma, sometimes it's attack, you know, because they are a good person. There's many different ways that this can present itself, and many different reasons why a person would have something, right? So I'm not saying that every person that gets sick or every person that gets attacked has the energy of drama there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that yeah. So, okay, we have a whole load of bots here. You see what I'm saying about all of this stuff? Look, it's all here. It's all this people doing all this stuff. So let's see. Anyway, let's just ignore all of that and get on with this, because I think these are just bots. Okay. And let's see what we can do. Bob's be gone. That's hilarious. Anyway, I'm just going to ignore it. Center ourselves. So this is someone trying to take us. It's very fascinating, isn't it? So we're talking about drama. Someone's trying to pull us away from what we want to do with this crap. Yeah? So they can go shake the shamrock for all I care. Anyway, let's do our healing and hope we're sending love to them too. We're sending love to these poor bots that have gone crazy. Chat will be flooded. Yeah, I'm sure it will, darling. We're just going to send love to all of that. Everyone just close your eyes. Let's ignore that. We're closing our eyes now. We're not watching. We're taking 3 deep breaths. And we're going to think about the plane of existence of drama. And how, at the moment, there is a huge pull to drag us away from our power through drama, to actually separate us from our own divinity through this drama. And so closing your eyes and taking those breaths and just centering your body. And asking your body to show itself. Where do you hold this frequency? Is it your stomach, your heart, your head? Where do you hold the frequency? The collective frequency of drama, that plane of existence. And what's within that plane of existence is the mental plane, the need for it, the want for it, the outcome of it, what you gain from it, your beliefs around it that are subconscious, the emotional plane, so perhaps it's a need for tenderness, kindness, for love, attention, can be that also. It's in the emotional plane as well. And all the strings of media, government, religion, all those 5 families that Kassandra talks about that you know about that I don't need to mention, have imprinted this plane of existence of drama to separate you from your divine power of your own inner knowing and your own ability to create your own reality, uninfluenced by the fears, stresses, and controls of others. So everywhere where there is control, where there's fear, where there's influence, for you to separate from your power, from your divinity, your divine connection through drama, whether it's internally or externally, and all the beings related to that. So discarnated, incarnated. I'm going to release them. And let them go. And all self-contracts, the contract that you made to yourself, the oath and the promise that you made to yourself, unconsciously, that the way to get power is through illness, through anger, through control. That little voice inside your head when you were a child that figured out, this is how I do it. I'm going to release all these self-contracts, oaths and promises now, throughout all time, space, all lifetimes. Yes. And everywhere where you aligned and agreed to let go of your power, your divine connection, and participate in the world of drama, emotional triggering, emotional reactions. Okay. I'm going to do a cleansing on all the cords that you have from other people. I'm going to cut, sever, disintegrate all cords running to you and from you related to drama, powerlessness, disconnection from your own divinity. All the cords that have been hooked into you for lifetimes, perhaps, that are keeping you in the plane of existence, mentally and emotionally and physically, drama. Rocking you from one side of reality to the next, never feeling centered because of these cords, these influences. And these influences are coming from off planet, on planet, and interdimensional. And we're releasing them now. Okay, I'm calling in. And everywhere where you've aligned and agreed to participate in that plane of existence, you're now choosing to let go. I'm no longer of service to you. Now we're going to your feet and unhooking from the physical world the anchoring in of drama. It's happened under your feet, that's connected to the planet. All the drama of all the souls laid in the earth, lifetime after lifetime, all the dramas you've participated in, you've created. We're releasing, letting go, and allowing it to change and bringing it to peace now. Bringing it all to peace now. We allow it to change. We bring it to peace. I'm asking that this release continues to happen and an awareness is created throughout the coming days. That we find compassion for those that are still locked into the paradigm of drama. We allow ourselves to be centered and calm, to listen, to respond, to guide and to lead if need be, or to let go. Whatever's needed in the situation. We're asking for divine protection for everyone here, now and in the future. Wrapped in the golden light. Very good. Very good. Okay. Very good. So now you're going to when you're ready, you can very gently open your eyes and get a really good night's sleep. And just know what you need to do next time someone tries to take you into drama or you start to feel it in yourself. Just sit down quietly, take a breath and ask yourself, what are you needing right now? And ask for that rather than just ask for what it is that you need. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Bye for now.